biggest and the most crucial part of top and bottom wrestling is that first move. Who wins the whistle, right? The difference could be if this guy wins the whistle, gets to his feet, gets to his butt, whatever his first move is, it could be the difference in him getting out, right? If he wins the whistle. But if I win the whistle, it could be the difference in me getting that turn. So winning this position and winning that first move is important. What I want to do, right, if this guy's in his best position, right, what I was taught when I was younger on bottom is to have my hands kind of weightless, right, ready to explode up, back, or whatever my first move is. But a lot of times I'm ready to explode here, and my hands would be weightless. So what I like to do on top is reverse that. So I like to make my shoulder big, right? I bring my arm in instead of just arm out, getting on mindlessly. I make sure that I win this position. I get my shoulder big here, and I want to put a little bit of weight onto his hands, right? Kind of move him off of his legs back here, right? So I want to make him uncomfortable before the whistle. I want to make my shoulder big, bump that weight forward. It's very subtle, right? But as much weight as I can transfer, that's great, right? I want to transfer as much as I can. My right hand's going to go on the stomach. There's nothing too special about that, but my left hand is extremely important, right? So I'm going to bump the weight forward. My right hand's on the stomach. My left hand, we call this rev it up. I'm going to flare my elbow out, right? I'm going to flare my elbow out. I'm going to squeeze, and I'm going to bring my elbow back. Does everyone see what that does to his elbow? I'm going to flare it out and bring it back. And twist his elbow just a little bit, right? In this tilt series, you'll find the smallest things are going to make the biggest difference. So just that little twist there is important. Reason being, and the why, is because if I try to chop this arm without twisting it, it's going against the joint and that elbow there, right? You're not going to be able to bring the arm to his hips. You'll have to bring the hips over the arm. When I twist it, right, I can not only bring the hips over the arm, but I can bring the arm to his hips, right? So that's something to think about. It's very small, but not a lot of people know that or even think about it. So, one more time here. I want to set his weight forward with my shoulder. Weight forward, hand on the stomach, and my left hand revs it up. Off the whistle, I want to do three things. My hand on the stomach is going to go inside the leg, kind of like a thigh pry here. I'm going to lift. Reason I lift is so I can create some space from his butt to his heels. Right? I'm going to get my knee in there, and I'm going to go forward pressure. This forward knee pressure is probably the most important part of my breakdown. Right? So I'm going to lift, I'm going to go knee pressure forward, and I'm going to chop. Here, three things at once. Right? I'm going to chop, and this guy's going to find his shoulder. Right? He's going to hit his head, he's going to hit his shoulder. When he finds the mat, I got to find his wrist. So I'm going to find his wrist and pull it tight. Okay? I want to pull it down to the hip, not up to the chest. That's great, it's tight, but we don't want it up here. We're turning the hips. So I'm going to pull it down to the hips. I'm going to drop my shoulder down. Right? I'm going to sink down. I'm going to walk out to the side with my elbow in between. Keep it face forward. Again, I'm pulling that down to his hips, dropping my shoulder down, and my elbow's inside this leg. I'm going to be on my toes out to the side. Right? I want to stop here for now. So we're going to go 180 breakdown. Right? Keegan's down. One more time. The reason we call it 180 breakdown is we'll give you a good feel here. Keegan's going to give you a good feel. Against the best guys, right, we'll start facing the ref. And when we go with this 180 breakdown, it might take a few knee pressure up the butt, a couple chops, and we'll end up facing it that way against the best guys when we find the wrist, right? So that's the idea behind that. One more time here. Bump the weight forward, hand on the stomach, left hand revs it up. Off the whistle. Hand from the stomach goes inside the leg. It's going to lift. It's going to go knee pressure forward. Chop, chop, chop. Right there, he's going to find his shoulder on the mat. I got to find that wrist, pull it tight to the head. I'm dropping my shoulder down, right? My hand and my shoulder are basically making a line right here through his hips, right through his body, right? They're both down pretty low. My scooper, my elbow's going inside the leg, and I'm out to the side, right? I think this is extremely important that we get here on our toes, ready to roll. Face forward, so you can see that. Again, my elbow, my scooper is going inside the leg. I'm out to the side, on my toes, ready to explode. Does that make sense? Any questions on that?